I've been a Democrat since I was 18 years old. And before that, I was an American since my birth. I understand how important it is for this party to regain control of the House this year, '06. It's extremely important. The nation is counting on us to save it right now. I will support the Democrat nominee, and I will support the Democrat nominee with as much effort as I can possibly muster. But I will say that there is one individual that's not up here tonight that will be on the ballot. Now, I heard he was not invited. That's what I heard in the press. I hope that wasn't the case. I hope he was invited to come here. I don't know who Bill Johnson is. I don't know very many people here that who know Bill Johnson. I find it hard to actually give my full endorsement at this time to somebody I haven't even met and that I haven't had the opportunity to debate with. It's very tough to make that blanket decision to endorse anybody at any time when you don't know that person. So there's a caveat to my endorsement. My endorsement will always be for a Democrat who's willing to carry the Democratic values forward to the American people. Values that we have forgotten about because the Republicans have hijacked our Congress. I will back the Democrat, but I want Democrat values to be installed into our Congress.
Of course I will support the Democrat who wins in September. But what concerns me is that this is a veiled attempt to say that we can't talk about differences between us. And that's not true. There are differences between us. And if we don't talk about the differences between us, you won't know who you want to vote for. If I can't talk about discrepancies in what somebody says versus what their record is, what good does that do? Anything that I know, the Republicans don't. All right, I'm not going to be able to find out anything that all of the Republicans are going to come at us with. So let me just tell you, I am going to bring up inconsistencies. If someone has a record of saying one thing and acting another way, I'm going to tell you about it. And that's what we're going to have to do when we face President Bush. So just to let you know, with all deference to someone who has served Southern Arizona, who's been elected 3 times and served Southern Arizona, and said that she voted against Walmart in the minimum wage issue, but you may want to ask her about why she voted with Walmart to not reimburse the state for the access costs, because Walmart does not provide health care to its employees. The state had legislation which she could have amended, chose not to, was the sole Democratic committee voted against it, killed that bill. And I think that you deserve to find out why.
I'm glad you asked. Thank you. The bill that Patty is referring to is a bill that was intended to require employers to reimburse the state for state Medicaid costs. I believe in that. I believe that employers should pay what they have to pay to make sure that we as Americans have health care. That's important. Unfortunately, the bill as it came to us in committee didn't achieve those goals. The bill had absolutely no enforcement mechanism so that we could know who those employers were. The bill was opposed by the largest group that advocates for the disabled in our state. This bill would not have provided additional health care for not one uninsured Arizonan, not one. You know, I'm proud of my record when it comes to sponsoring the mental health parity bill, standing up to big businesses, supporting the minimum wage. I'm proud of my record. And you know, Patty, you've been lecturing all week about ethics and about clean elections and about special interests. But we've all seen this game before. You don't have a strong record to run on, so you turn around and you go negative. We don't do that here in the The other thing that's really important, and that Patty's not telling you, is that she's asked drug companies for money. She has taken money from the head of a drug company. She has taken money from the head of one of the largest HMOs in the country. You've solicited PAC money. You've taken PAC money. And as far as house ethics, again, we are required to file a personal financial disclosure. It was due in May. Patty, they haven't seen yours yet. It hasn't been processed. So I say not telling the whole story and attacking Democrats. You know, this doesn't sound like a Democrat running for Congress. This sounds like a reporter for Fox News.
If we can refrain from personal attacks, I think that would be fine. We can talk about records, but let's keep personalities out of this.
I think we all should have an opportunity to talk about this as well. It shouldn't just be a show between Ms. Giffords and Ms. Wise. It ought to be something that we debate here. If we want to turn this into a debate, let's make it a debate. I have called for a debate amongst this crowd. Most have replied. Some of the Republicans have replied and are willing to turn these forums into debates. Some haven't done it yet. It's time that we actually debate the real issues here. Many of our candidates right now have actually said it's time for the issues. I'm very proud that I am an issues candidate. I am not basing my campaign on how much money I've raised or how much name recognition I have. I'm basing it on that my solutions are the best solutions out here. Now let's talk about the Senate Bill 1065. It's considered the Walmart bill, if you've seen it out there, but it addressed all companies that had people of over 100 employees. That put a burden on us taxpayers close to $30 million. We paid to cover the health care of employees. 1 in 10 Walmart employee ended up using our tax money for their health care. Ms. Giffords voted against it. She had every right to. She has her reasons to do so. I don't necessarily think that was necessarily the best decision to make. The only Democrat that voted against it, and she had the tie-breaking vote. So what is the Democratic value when it comes to that committee? The other Democrats voted against her. One Republican voted against her. My time's up.